Joining me now is Progressive Conservative MLA Dominic Cardy. Welcome, Mr. Cardy. Thanks very much for joining us. I wanted to say your letter of resignation really didn't mince words. I'd hate to see the first draft and what that might have looked like. How has the Premier responded to your letter?
My girlfriend's laughing as you said that because she saw it. But it was, in the end, I think the letter speaks for itself, and the way in which the Premier, unfortunately, today responded to it confirmed everything in it. He said that, yes, he is intending to end a French immersion program for New Brunswick students. He admitted that he had abolished an elected branch of government without consulting cabinet, and admitted that he had not acted on any of the recommendations from a report on dealing with our second languages in New Brunswick. New Brunswick, of course, being Canada's only bilingual province. For me, though, it's part of a much bigger problem. You look around the Western world, we're seeing democracies where politicians keep on thinking they can get away with not being clear and transparent with people. People can see through it. And ultimately, it's the responsibility of people involved in politics, in that system, to take a stand when they see that behavior, to say that this is not good enough, because if we don't, we're going to be ceding the ground to the populists of the left and the right, who want nothing more than to see democratic politicians fight amongst themselves so they can open up space for their own toxic brand of politics. And I'm not interested in being part of that. That's certainly not worth any sacrifice of my principles to carry on with a government where, unfortunately, the leader is acting against the principles of the party. I'm a proud progressive conservative.
So no, I'll just ask you point blank then. So in your opinion, is Premier Higgs fit to stay on as Premier?
I think my letter is pretty clear about my perspective on the leader's position, and I hope he thinks seriously about the letter. He today said something about how, as education minister, there wouldn't be anyone who would say that I managed to accomplish anything in 4 years. And I've been bombarded all day with hundreds and hundreds of emails and letters and phone calls from parents and folks involved in education, teachers and EAs, early childhood educators, saying they're sorry to see me go. And working with those folks was the greatest honor of my life. And I think it's just, again, people are tired of this sort of rather nasty politics. You've got to be aggressive sometimes. My letter was certainly aggressive intentionally, because we've got to talk seriously about the problem of politics being dishonest. Because if democratic politics can't regain a deep-rooted commitment to honesty and a certain set of principles around how we behave, as you mentioned in the quote that you read from my letter, we've got to treat people better. Dealing with civil servants in the way that I've seen in my time in government is utterly unacceptable. Civil servants aren't perfect, but God knows politicians aren't either. And if we don't start treating each other as people working on a common project, then I think that our democracy is going to be in grave danger. And again, we are seeing that around the world and sadly here in Canada as well.
So I've got under a minute for this last one, but Premier Higgs said he was going to shuffle you out of your portfolio. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I did the job for him, I guess, because I resigned on principle, which I think is about the best way that you can end any time as a minister, short of finishing out your term confident and happy in your government and leader's direction. I lost confidence in the Premier, and that's why I resigned. I'm looking forward to working to fight for some of the values that we've been talking about. We need better political options in Canada. I'm a proud provincial progressive conservative, but I'm really looking forward to working more with a group called Centre-Ice Canadians to try and rally people around radical centrist ideas in Canada so that we can actually have a real option to fight back against this dangerous disintegration that on the one hand sees old school politics that doesn't work, and on the other, populist foolishness that deeply endangers our democracy and our way of life.
I'm almost out of time here, but you bring up the Centre-Ice Conservative. So does that mean that you're going to try and break off with your own party? Because right now you're staying on as a progressive conservative. You have no faith in the leader. So are you looking to build your own party here?
No, the Centre-Ice Canadians, we changed our name to Centre-Ice Canadians. It's because we were getting so many people from other parties joining and rallying around ideas that other people weren't talking about. Provincially, I'm a proud progressive conservative and look forward to working with my caucus colleagues to get a lot of the great things that have been part of our agenda done. Politics and parties are more than one man, and so are governments, and leaders change, and I'm looking forward to being around to contribute in whatever way I can here in the province and working on those other projects, as I mentioned, across the country.
Dominic Cardy, former education minister in New Brunswick, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate having you on.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate it.